Hey, yo, we back again. Second movie that we're gonna talk about because we haven't seen it. It hasn't
Yeah, we
come
can
out yet.
review it. So
Yeah, I know I'm not gonna go out my way to go see this movie. If I do see it, only because of my daughter. But what's the movie?
has she told you she wants to watch it?
Not really, no.
No.
She saw the Kraken movie.
Did she see the trailer and she was like, "Oh, Daddy, I want to watch it"?
I tell you the truth, I don't know.
You haven't talked about it.
We talked about like when does it come out? Because I thought it had came out like months ago, but apparently not.
Is it PG-13?
I guess I don't know why.
It's not R-rated. I don't think it's R-rated.
R-rated. Why would that foolishness be R-rated?
Oh, I can tell you a few reasons why I would love for that movie to be R-rated.
No,
but anyways, everybody, we're gonna talk about Barbie. It comes out tomorrow.
What you mean?
All right? No, tonight.
What do you mean we gonna talk about? You gonna talk about Barbie? I'm gonna talk about the subject matter that you put out. You actually talking about the movie.
What about the movie?
I'm about to talk about a whole different subject. But continue.
Wait, what's a different subject?
No, go ahead.
I mean, the subject is Barbie.
I'm gonna talk about identity. You gonna talk about Barbie? Go ahead.
Well, I need to hear that.
All right, so
identity.
So I was on a forum and they were talking about Barbie the movie that it was coming out, but they weren't really talking about the movie. What they were talking about was body positivity and the image that Barbie puts out. So they was like, oh man, Barbie was put together to be empowering for women. They said, oh, she had all these outfits, she had all these jobs, and it was basically like Barbie was a representative to little girls that you could be whatever you wanted to be. And I was like, oh, okay. But then I saw a lot of people trashing that concept because it was like, yeah, Barbie was the epitome of, some people straight up say white supremacy. Like she was a tall, blonde, Caucasian woman with certain measurements, with all these jobs, who everything in her life was an accessory. She's like I saw people say, you never saw Barbie had to struggle. She always had the big. She had the big playhouse, multiple cars, the credit card. She had the.
She was a Kardashian for
basically. She was all her friends were accessories. All the dudes were accessories. She had Ken, and it was like, look, Barbie was the epitome of. So she had a lot of outfits. She was a cosplayer. It was like she might have been an escort. It's like then there's no way you saw that she had a job. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Hey, that's a good theory.
And it was
I think Barbie was
and they said you never saw.
She had to be.
They said you never saw Barbie with that she could wear a ring. Her hand was always kind of like flat. Barbie never got married. Ken was always an accessory. You never saw Ken's jobs. You never saw Ken's achievements. You don't even know what Ken did to where they, because I guess they're kind of based out of California. So they're just like, Ken was always the accessory boyfriend. They were never going to get married, and it was basically like she was the epitome of a modern day woman trope. The independent woman who you don't really know what she does. She could be an entrepreneur.
Oh, I know you're.
And they were like saying, and they were basically saying like she does, and it's like you see that no other character is as established as her. And they said, but you never see her go through any hardships. And then they were saying like, when you look at her as far as her body, they said later on Mattel made more inclusive. So they made short and different body types and whatnot. And somebody brought it to attention, it's like, it's funny. They made different female body types for Barbies, but they still kept the Ken or the male dolls. For the most part, they are always fit, tall. They're not short. They're not stocky. They're not rotund. They always fit the trope of the well and handsome, physically fit man. But now you got the female dolls that they're still for the most part still fit, but they don't fit a lot of the tropes that fit body positivity. Maybe they're different, different hairstyles, different skin tones, but they pretty much still keep that figure, which a lot of people were saying about the way action figures are supposed to be was that they were supposed to represent the best person you want to be. So that's why it's GI Joes are always like physically fit, like servicemen. Yeah, like service or the ones
show ready.
Or when you play with dolls from action figures from the WWE, they're all physically fit. It's like how many? They said the only weird looking action figures are like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like animals and creatures and robots that don't represent humans. But if they represent humans, they're always made to. Yeah. Oh, you got like it coming. You we're not drowning in anything, so straight. But they said they're always meant to represent the most physically fit human, most beautiful humans. So there was like Barbie, GI Joe there's a lot of dudes who can look like GI Joes. Barbie, very few women look or like the Barbie look. Very few women realistically look like Barbie. But that's
I agree with most of it.
Mhm.
I think the whole thing about Barbie not having a job and not having a ring on, I mean, technically, I mean, yeah, it's true, but since it was like a little girl's thing, like they're never gonna make the whole concept of Barbie that complex because then kids won't give a damn.
Right.
So I don't think that was the intention of
So
it.
the accessories, they like, oh, it's cool. She has that and whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think
and
it ever translates to that. Oh, I can do this because I saw a Barbie doll.
and also at the same time, like if you think about it, who wants to come into a fantasy world, or even us as adults, when we look up to something, when we think something's cool, when we think we should do something, you never look at it as something average.
Yeah.
So especially with kids, you gotta push something great, whatever great means, whatever the owners wanted to do, the government wanted to do, the parents want their kids to think is great, whatever the kids think is great, just great, period.
Right.
As subjective as that word is, they gotta put something out there that's just interesting for kids.
Right.
Did they want to push an agenda of the whole, the Caucasian, the fit? I do agree with that 100%.
Yeah, because that's what. Yeah, 36, 24, 36. That's always been there as a beauty standard.
Now I've noticed that what I like about the Barbie concept in the last few years is that I've noticed that they've been a little more inclusive with the Latinas and the Black girls, and I think I've seen Asian Barbies. I think I saw once. So I think that's pretty cool. Now with the fit stuff,
Like, why would you make unfit dolls? That just wouldn't make sense.
exactly. So, and the whole thing about GI Joe. So a man who goes to the gym and is physically fit should not, I don't want to say admirable, but should be seen as more cool or more interesting than a guy who's not. Why? Because you're healthier, you can do more things with your body, and you're making a good use of your time. Like somebody who's super obese, first of all, you're really unhealthy and you're not really committed to at least your body. Who knows what else in your life? I mean, there's plenty of like fat rich guys, I know.
Right.
But it's like you can't expect to have a regular ass guy who's 30% body fat, even 20% body fat, and be put up as something good or interesting. Because I'm sorry, like you're not.
The average. Well, see, what I think is that we understand people live in a realistic world, and say people want to have the best, or they want to strive for greatness. And we as a society, we know, or we've conditioned ourselves to know what that is. We have a beauty standard, or we have a physicality standard, and that physicality standard usually comes with a certain level of strength, a certain level of attributes. And we just understand that for men, it's basically to look somewhat like a bodybuilder. You don't have to be bulky or like huge, but you have to show physical fitness.
Just don't look so unhealthy that you can have a heart attack.
And we know what unhealthy looks like. We know 100%. We know what an unhealthy body looks like, or an undesirable body. We've come to know that. Now in different cultures, it's different things, and we have to adhere to our culture. So like when I look at, say, Street Fighter, when I see something like Street Fighter, I see a sumo wrestler. Sumo wrestlers, they are big, but they are strong.
Yeah, they're very strong.
Or people who do strongman, they're very burly, but they are strong. They're some of the strongest people in the world.
They're not fit at all. They look good for their weight.
They are fit, but they're not fit in the idea of lean.
Oh yeah, no, not lean.
And different types.
They're pretty chubby.
So they look chubby,
but you can tell they're strong, not just fat.
They're not fat. They have built their core strength, and they're around their spine. That's where they look very Viking-ish.
They probably have better abs than a lot of skinny dudes.
Yeah, but
it's just that the fat is hiding.
Yeah, they're obliques and whatnot. Now they just have a very, very strong core center, and you could train for that. It's what it is. When I look at action figures, like I said, you don't really see, like when you look at a good example of what goes against the grain is Kingpin from Spider-Man. Spider-Man would always joke he was fat. And then but he would always say, he's like, no, man, I'm 300 pounds of muscle, 2% body fat. And when Spider-Man had to fight with him, he's like, oh my God, this big dude is all muscle. So that goes, that would go, you always look at characters like that who we think are fat or healthy, but then you hear things about their backstory, like, oh, no, this dude is something else. But in the real world, we know what attributes are unhealthy, and we know which ones we deem are healthy. The difference between someone who only drinks soda and somebody who drinks water. A person who strives to eat healthy and balanced, not just vegan or vegetarian, but they have a balanced diet and they understand. They're receptive to healthy. They're not caught up in image. They strive to be healthy and have a certain look, but that doesn't define them. That's the thing I look at. There are women out there who want to look like Barbie. That is unhealthy. But if you go about taking care of yourself and you feel your best and you look your best, and someone says, oh man, you look like a Barbie doll. I'm like, no, Barbie dolls resemble me. That's the mentality.
I think that, and so that was the male side of the argument with Ken. Now the Barbie argument is that a fat girl, an obese girl, first of all, you're unhealthy and you're not as attractive as a girl who is physically more fit than
in general,
than a fatter girl. In general, Alice. I mean, is a skinny girl 100 times gonna be more attractive in the dating marketplace than a chubbier girl? No, not necessarily. No, but I mean, do people really expect the superhero to go to a 9 to 5 job, then go out drinking on the weekends and watch Netflix after work, and you want that to be the superhero? No, the superhero is extra, it's additional. That's why you want to be the superhero. Like, no kid dreams to have a 9 to 5 job, make $200K a year, and have a boring life. No, like movies don't get made for those people, like never. So the same thing goes for the Barbie. Now, what I think is wrong is that they try to push the look that only the Caucasian, the blonde, the blue-eyed, skinny girl is hot. Exactly. I think that's wrong. First of all, because of the hair color, because of the ethnicity, the culture, because there's a certain culture with white people, and as well as your skin color. I think that's wrong. I think that if you have your taste, you have your taste.
Right.
Now, going about the fit part of it, the fact that they tried, I don't know about nothing, but they try to push that, oh, the skinny girl is the attractive one, the one who gets the good guy or the guy who's worth it. And all girls should try to be that. And if they're not that, then they're depressed and they have all these mental health issues. That's wrong as well. Yeah. Yes. But don't be out here trying to expect that a super fat girl who's unhealthy,
right, look,
who has an attitude,
right,
is gonna be sought after. Because no, it's just not gonna happen.
You have to live in reality. No, you don't have to be Barbie. You don't have to be Barbie. You don't have to be healthy. But you will reap that which you invest in. Look, the looks are the looks. We are image-based creatures, so we go after things that we like, especially with things we see. And naturally, the woman who is seen as more attractive will attract more. Same thing for a man. Pushing Barbie's look Barbie is decades old. It's been around. Them making this movie now is just desperation. They just want to put something out there. And the diversity that she has now I guess is cool, whatever. I know a lot of girls that cannot relate to Barbie at all. This has been for years. There's a lot of women who do not relate to Barbie at all. Yeah. So, but because they talk about, Barbie can do all these jobs. No, most women don't relate to Barbie.
No.
But at the end of the day, there's gonna be women. Now, the women that complain about Barbie and her look, they're part of them, they're not realistic. It's a toy. It has its narrative, but it's a toy. The people who complain about Barbie's not realistic are the people who can't relate to Barbie. That's most people. You should know that you can't relate to a toy, and you should move on with your life. Now it'd be unhealthy for girls who can see themselves as Barbie and try to go after that. Those might be the girls be talk to make sure they don't get caught up in trying to chase that toy image and be yourself. But for the majority of women who don't fit the Barbie mold, don't complain about Barbie.
And I've seen a lot of
you, and you don't look like her.
I've seen a lot, and that's completely fine. And I've seen a lot of, I think it's pretty cool. I've seen a lot of like girls be like, "Oh, my Barbie outfit, my this and that." They're having watch parties. They're doing all to what like about the movie. Like they go watch the movie. They dress in pink. Like every type of girl, and I think that's cool. I think that's cool as hell. I love it.
Okay.
Because it's like, I love how this can be such a controversial topic that gives you so much to talk about, but at the end of the day, just take it as like a fun thing to go do.
How long have you been on this one?
I knew it. I knew it. You didn't want to do this podcast. I knew it. Now, just to close out, that kind of goes into my closing statement. I think it's cool that Barbie is coming out because it's adding more diversity into the movie market right now. Yeah, because we have Marvel who's been on top, and let's be honest, it seems like it's not gonna stay up there. So you had Marvel, then you had Creed, then you had the Tom Cruise one, the pilot flying one, whatever the name is.
Yeah, he's another one.
Then you had Black Panther. Then you got, so I feel like we have more options to watch, whereas 3 years ago it was only Marvel pretty much. I like it. I think it's cool.
You consider Barbie an option?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I think it's a toy.
So we need to have another conversation off camera.
It's a toy. It's a comedy movie. Just
Bro,
have fun and laugh at it.
Transformers is a toy movie.
I never like Transformers.
Okay, there's that. What else other property that's toy?
It's not about a toy movie or not. It's just something else.
That's Barbie.
Because we're having the same things over and over. That's what I'm saying. This is the movie about a stupid, silly toy that a lot of people remember from their childhood. I think it's cool. It's something different.
Who's playing Barbie? It's
Margot Robbie.
That's interesting.
And she's, you know what's funny? Like they didn't need Margot Robbie to sell this movie because the name Barbie sells itself. Right. But they got Margot Robbie. They got Ryan.
That dude. But it's interesting that
Did the Wolf of Wall Street?
Huh?
Did the Wolf of Wall Street? Is that what you were gonna say?
That was her Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah, it was her.
Oh gosh, she was bad.
That's how she.
Okay, all right.
I don't. In my personal opinion, I don't think she's as hot as people.
No, I don't know. Wolf of Wall Street, she was smoking, but no, she was Harley Quinn. Huh?
Yeah,
okay.
she was Harley Quinn.
Yeah, her doing Barbie definitely range, but I was like, okay.
I feel like she should have also done Know Her Feelings.
Yeah.
But I guess
I feel like Barbie. I feel like she's a good actress, but I look at Barbie being like, that's just such an empty role for her. Like I was like, you've done so much other better things, but
no, I know, but everyone knows that Barbie is gonna be one of the top sellers. So first of all, that's good for her. Second of all, the bag is obviously gonna be pretty big. And third of all, I just think it's like something to not take serious.
Secrets of that foolishness.
No, of course not. Like not everything has to be so serious. Like she's making her money. That's what she cares about. She goes and makes the movie.
Yeah.
That's it. 5 years down the line, she's gonna have another role. 15 years down the line, she's gonna be the mom to a superhero and keep making money. Like it's just that not everything has to be so serious. And I love that this movie is so damn silly and dumb. I just love it.
I agree with that.
I love it. So that's different from everything we've been getting for the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know he didn't want to do this podcast, but you did it for me, and I appreciate it. Let us know in the comments down below what you think. Thank you for thinking all the way until the end. I don't know. Thank you for watching all the way till the end.
Like, subscribe.
I have one more thought.
No, go ahead.
I was literally joking. I wanted to see your reaction. I was just joking. Hit the like and share with everybody.